The other day I phoned my best friend in Texas. It had been a couple of weeks since I'd heard from Linda, and that's rather unusual. We like to talk, a lot. So I get her on the phone, and I'm taken a little aback by her lack of enthusiasm. But it turns out it really had nothing to do with me.
I was having just a typical normal day. I took my dog hiking and was gone for about 2 hours, and nothing seemed different. And then I got home and I couldn't see out of my left eye.
It was a case of the old my left eye. So Linda went down to the ophthalmologist, and he diagnosed her with dry eye, a common enough ailment.
And then the next morning, I couldn't close my eye at all, nor could I use the left side of my mouth. It was paralyzed.
Linda has Bell's palsy, and it came on over the course of just a day and a half. It's a condition that causes the facial muscles to weaken or become paralyzed. It's only affecting the left side of her face, but she says that for the first week it was excruciatingly painful. And in fact, she's now been off of work for the 2 weeks that she's had it. She works an emotionally stressful job at a call center for victims of abuse. The doctor has prescribed to her an avoidance of stress, a lot of sleep, steroids, and eye wraps. Her left eye still won't fully close.
Oh, I've got some medical tape that's 1 inch wide, and I put the stuff in my eye, and then I have to pull, since I can't close my eye by myself, I have to pull the top that lid down and hold it while I maneuver this piece of tape across my eye, like the top lid, and then pull down on it so that it tapes it down shut.
Linda suggests to anyone who might get Bell's palsy to get it while their eyes are closed. Bell's palsy is a non-contagious temporary neurofacial affliction. Although there is still some debate about it, it's believed by most doctors to be a type of herpes. In fact, it's thought to be caused by herpes simplex 1, the kind of herpes a vast majority of the population has, the kind that sometimes causes cold sores. Herpes 1 is easy to catch and is usually contracted during childhood, maybe by kissing family members, eating off of used utensils, licking the punch bowl. Only 15% of those with herpes 1, however, ever show symptoms. But my best friend doesn't have herpes 1. They tested her for it. So how did she get it? Dr. Tori Smith, a naturopathic doctor at the Avante Medical Center in Anchorage, took the time to explain to me just how it is my best friend could have contracted Bell's palsy.
Well, the Bell's palsy is specific to the cranial nerve 7, I believe it is.
What he means is all kinds of things can damage those nerves. Herpes 1 can do that, but so can herpes zoster, also known as shingles, something that's caused by the chicken pox we got in childhood. And so can facial trauma from the cold, or falling down, or stroke.
In addition to swelling and compression, evidently they talk about herpes 1 being involved in demyelinating the nerves. And the myelin is the outer covering of the nerve. It's kind of like the insulation of the nerve, and without the myelin there, the nerve shorts out.
Well, that sort of clears up the how. But then why does it paralyze the face?
There's no specific cause. A virus is one of the more common ones thought of, but sometimes a tumor, a little stroke, sometimes Lyme's disease, which you don't see up here as often.
That means the nerves that serve the muscles in the face, especially around the eyes and the mouth, are affected, almost like they've been cut.
Because the nerve travels through a narrow channel through the bone of the head, the skull, the swelling can compress the nerve and kind of cuts the blood supply or something off to the nerve.
So what is Linda supposed to do about this Bell's palsy? Well, it turns out nothing, really. Just take good care of herself, and it will hopefully go away within 2 to 5 weeks. So I get off the phone with Linda, and I was perplexed. I'd never heard of such a thing as Bell's palsy. So I got online and I did some hunting around. And it turns out 0.02% of the population is affected by Bell's palsy every year. Now, that doesn't seem like much. But if you break down the math, it means 40,000 Americans get temporary facial paralysis every 365 days. And to prove this point, while I was online, I got an instant message from another good friend of mine, Jamie Gonzalez. He lives in Chicago. I immediately got him on the phone.
Good, how are you? I miss you so much.
I know, I just got your message. That's so crazy.
Jamie has Bell's palsy, too.
Like 2 nights ago, I started feeling like just pulsing pain in my face, like by my jaw.
Jamie's a journalism student at Loyola University in Chicago. He said he's missed 2 days of classes so far, and that even though he's really busy, he's been plagued with overwhelming fatigue and can barely get out of bed.
So I had like drooping on the right side of my lip, I have numbness on my face. I have, like, my right eye, I can't really open up.
It seems one of the hardest things to deal with for those who get Bell's palsy is not the pain or the nuisance of wearing an eye patch and scaring little kids, but the failure of the smile.
You know, there's a certain sadness that comes from looking in the mirror and your face is slack. And
although most cases of Bell's palsy experience complete recovery, for 50% of them, it takes up to a year to get their old smile back. Both Jamie and Linda have a great ability to laugh easily, though, which makes me think their smiles are going to be back in no time. This has been Tika Ballas reporting, KRUA 88.1 FM, Anchorage.